Hello out there, all of you Facebook fans, all of you friends and family, and everybody that is viewing this video. Today is Valentine's Day, and we want to talk to you all about celebrating love daily. But I've got to start with Happy Valentine's Day, babe.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you.
That is awesome. That is awesome. But as I said, celebrating love daily. What's that about? I mean, honestly, it's a tall order. You're asking us men to celebrate love daily. Is it even possible?
Well, of course it's possible. Anything's possible if you believe. But really, honestly, it's about coming to realization that the person that you love is not perfect. And that means that if I'm the person that you love, I have to realize that I'm not perfect either. So realizing that the person you love is not perfect will help you to celebrate love daily, because you realize if they're not perfect and I'm not perfect, that should free us up to love one another.
Okay, well, speaking about being perfect, it's important to remember that because, too many people just get ready, throw it all away. Just let me start fresh, start from scratch. Her imperfections are just a little too much for me. But guess what? The next person is also going to come with their imperfections. When you first start out, it's all great. Everything is wonderful, beautiful. Everything is great. But then comes I do. Eventually. For most people, then comes I do. And then
you say I don't. Or you realize I'm not
oh
perfect.
No, what did I do? So,
oh my God.
But that's not the time to then say, I made a mistake again, unless there's physical abuse, because we would never advocate for that. If you're enduring or in that type of a relationship, run
fast,
get out of that. We don't advocate that at all for anybody.
Right.
However, aside from that imperfection, everything else can be worked on.
Everything else can be worked on, and it should be worked on, because once you realize that I'm not perfect and you're not perfect, then we free ourselves to be able to love one another. Not just love them, but actually be in love with them. So the little things that you do that really upset me or annoy me, I need to be able to say, okay, can I live with this? Because everything is not a mountain. Everything is not is not some unworkable or unsolvable problem or with no solution. We have to be grown up enough to be able to communicate with one another and say, hey, this really bothers me when you do that, or that really bothers me. And then we have to work on it.
Oh, well, you bring up communication. I must admit, it's often difficult for men. I'm a man, so I can speak to this, to listen, to take the time and listen and hear what she's saying, expressing about what she dislikes or what have you. Listen and then take it in and say, okay, I am committed to my wife and I want this to work. Mm-hmm. And so I need to work on this and make an effort. Again, sometimes it's difficult for us to listen, but we've got to make the effort if we want to do the whole celebrate love daily, mm-hmm. and have that longevity and that fruitfulness and that peace in your home. Who doesn't want that? Right. Who doesn't want peace in their home with the person they express to love?
Mm-hmm. But I think on the lady side of it is that we have to make sure that we're not making every little thing something you don't like, something that's annoying. You've got to pick your battles, and that's a why sometimes they don't hear us because we constantly say, I don't like this, and then the next 5 minutes, I don't like that, and then we keep consistently bombarding them with things we don't like, and maybe they're doing it to us too. So we both have to be willing to pick our battles. Only mention those things that you know are bothering you, that causes you to lose sleep at night. Those are the kind of things that you want to bring up to each other. But something just like, oh, you left a piece of lint on the floor. Come on, get the lint and move on. Unless they're consistently leaving the lint, just get the lint and move on. But it's imperative that we really, truly, in all honesty, pick our battles. Don't make everything a mountain, because it makes it difficult for you. Become that difficult person. You become that person that people will stop listening to.
And so how you communicate is important as well, because if we're having a conversation, then yes, I find it easier to listen. But if you are argumentative and you're really like just coming at me at the highest volume possible.
That's not me, y'all.
Yes.
No,
but
right, you're right.
For most men, we're just gonna tune all that out.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna take a walk, whatever the case, because we just can't deal with that kind of communication.
That makes sense, babe, because honestly, any one of us, if someone comes at you accusatory, any one of us are going to quickly defend ourselves, because that's our nature. You're not going to accuse me of something and I not defend myself. However, if I come and say, babe, I really didn't like it when you said this, or I really don't like it when you do this, and you see that person is saying this not to hurt you, but so that you and he can have a better relationship, then you are more apt to have a better communication, and you conscientiously make an effort to do better with each other. If I know that there's something he absolutely does not like, if I love him even a little, I need to be working on that. But if I'm in love with him, it's going to be like, oh, okay, I got you. I'm going to, think about that the next time I get ready to say that. I won't say it like that. Or I won't do that. I won't, walk way in front of you or whatever. So those things, you have to know how to communicate them. Say it in a way that they know that you're trying to make us better as a team and not trying to hurt that person.
All right, and I really love the whole team concept. This is a team effort. Yes, I'm the man, and she gives me my place as the man of the house, and that's really truly important. But I don't look down upon her. She is truly my co-pilot. We're in this together in every way. I'm talking about the financial aspect. I'm talking about the romantic aspect. I'm talking about the raising children. Everything. We've got to be in it as a team if we expect longevity, if we expect it to be fruitful and to do well.
Yeah, it's not my job to cook if we're both hungry. It's our job. Really, we have to know what works best for us. And I'm not saying that to say that there are not some women who enjoy cooking, and so they should do it because that's what they enjoy. I'm one who doesn't enjoy cooking. I love the prep part. I love making sure that you got everything you need so that you can fix it. And he's not just the guy who takes out the trash. When the trash is full and he's not here, I take out the trash. It's just because at the end of the day, it's about making us better, making us one. And when you're in love with someone, you will do those things that quote unquote is their job. And in a loving relationship, in a team, we all have things we need to do. Everything needs to be in its place. However, there comes a time when you have to say, well, it just needs to be done, so I'm going to do it. I'm available and I can do it. It doesn't, take away from, this is what he does and this. If we consistently have only 50-50, I do 50% of the stuff and he does 50%, we'll never have 100% complete understanding of love for one another. But when we look at it as, it is 100% my job to make sure he's okay. And his job is 100% to make sure I'm okay. And if we're both giving 100%, we can't help but be happy and celebrate love daily.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. It's got to be a concerted team effort. Keyword effort. You got to make the effort. If I arrive home, she's still at work, or she's still in traffic somewhere, then yes, I'm going to start dinner. I'm going to get things going. It's just the right thing to do as a team. And so I want to touch on the finances as well, because if we have a division when it comes to the finances, I think that kind of harms the relationship as well. If the finances are divided, we pool our resources together, and then we do what we have to do for our family, for our children, our grandchildren, and so on, together. Again,
but you have to know what works for you. So if one person is a spender and that person has consistently spent you in a hole, then that person should relinquish that and say, you know what, it's just not good for me to handle this. And let that other person who does a much better job at it, whether they be male or female, handle it. But so, yeah, you want to make sure that the household stuff is taken care of together. But there's some projects that he wants to work on and he's done, and there's projects that I want to work on. But at the end of the day, the household stuff is taken care of first, and then everything else comes secondary. And so it's important that you know what works for you. The things that we're saying does not work for everyone in every instance. Right. How it's just a great platform. It's just a great start for you to know, well, let's look at this and see, how do I treat him? How does he treat me? Let's think about what it is that we're trying to do, and that is celebrate love daily. That is to stay in love. When you met that person and you talked about them all the time, what has happened? What's changed that? You should still be talking about that. He should still move you. I say all the time, he looks a certain way, and all of a sudden, I remember that feeling again. So it's important that you remember the little things that brought you together. I remember saying to him one day, "Hey, you're my perfectly flawed man." He was like, "What?" I'm like, no, I mean that you are perfect for me with all your flaws. And I hope that I'm perfect for you with all your flaws. That way you stay in love. That way you're not just in it because we said I do one day, and we can't remember when that day was. But it's because we truly are in love with each other. People see us today and they think that we're newlyweds, but we've been married almost 18, 19 years?
Yeah, going on 19 years. And so as you move forward beyond Valentine's Day, remember, make that effort to celebrate love daily. There's just far too much time invested in so many relationships that get cut off because they just give it up for some little infraction that could have been worked out. Yeah. Work it out. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yes, because when you start all over again, you're going to have to deal with those imperfections once again.
Yes.
God bless you. Celebrate love daily. We're going to continue on another topic in March.
Yeah,
and
about it?
Yes, this is a great effort that we're going to put forth. Me and my wife, Teresa, we love to share our hearts with all of you. And we know it's going to be a great, great venture together. So God bless. Celebrate love daily. Love you, honey.
Love you too.
Mwah.